Hey, everybody, Casey here, and welcome to the premiere of the Love Rhythm Recipe, where we mix good cooking and great relationship tea all in one. So, this is the deal. I'm Casey, I'm your host, I'm your confidant, I'm your navigator through this thing we call love and food. Love of food, love and relationships. I have a passion for cooking. So, this is why I have so many of these shows. However, I've also been in a 44-year relationship and it's still going. So, I figured, hey, self, why don't you share some of that with everybody, anybody? Hey, I got some pearls that I'm going to drop, and you probably want to hear this stuff because I've been there, seen that, done it before, and maybe I can help you navigate through your relationship. So tonight, I'm going to cook a little slow cooked beef stew. Now, I've done this once before on one of my other shows, but we're going to get into this. You really can see what you need to have in the ingredients. Guess what? I already have a pot that's almost done, and I'm just going to take you through these steps. And as we go through these steps, we're going to talk a little bit about how a slow cooked stew is kind of sort of like a relationship. There are dynamics that need to be slowly cultivated. Hey, a good stew takes time, and a strong relationship does too. So, what I want to do is I am going to tell you what my ingredients are. Yes, I am. And then we're going to start to whip this up. So, the same thing that happens with pretty much everything I have. It has flavor, it has foundation, and it has commitment. And so does my relationship. And we're going to teach you how to do the same for yours. So let me come over here. Hey, follow me. I am going to check my stew that's already cooking because I'm not trying to have everybody sitting up here late at night. And boy, oh boy, hey, it's doing this thing. So what I have here, and I just need to get my meat, so bear with me. I saved a little to the side for everybody because tonight is date night in my house. You know, we got rid of them kids. Yeah, we did. And we got the grown folks up here. So we're going to have some of this good old comfort food, and we're going to have a special drink. I have a nice mixologist here. He's going to do his thing. Yes, he is. So I have some wonderful chuck roast beef here. This is about a pound, y'all. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to brown it up, and then we're going to get this party started. So let me get a little bit of flour. I'm using a little bit of flour because I need to coat it. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to coat it with just a little dusting of the flour, and that's going to help build the gravy of that soup. It's going to make it thick and hearty. That's foundational. That's foundational just like relationships need to be. In a relationship, first of all, one of the foundational pieces is love. Okay, you say, yeah, I know love. But see, you got to understand, when you go into a relationship, if you go into a relationship with the mindset that, hey, I'm going to know how to get out of this. So you're going out with escape clauses. You already are setting yourself up for failure. The most cemented relationship, or one that has longevity, is the one when both people go in with that ride or die mentality. That means you already are cognizant of the fact, hey, there's going to be some rough times. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about the rough times. It's about how you handle them. And if you learn from those things, it ain't never going to be roses. It just isn't. You know, you grow, you learn, there's different dynamics. But if you have one common ground, which is, hey, We're going to ride through this, or we're going to die through this, and we're going to do it together. That's the first part. So let me get this flour, and I'm going to put the flour inside here. I'm going to take this flour out, and I'm going to put just a little bit in another freezer bag, because you know how I do. And I'm going to get that freezer bag here. And I'm going to put a tablespoonful, like 2 tablespoonfuls, so I have about a pound of, like I said, this beef. And I don't want to cover it like I'm cooking chicken, but I do want to get a dusting on it. And this is easiest and I would say less messy. Anybody who knows me from all the shows know I'm all about not making a big mess. So that brings me back to your relationship. You know, relationships are going to be messy. They're not going to be neat in a little package. You know, and depending on when you start one, like for me, my husband and I have been together, oh gosh, so many years until, child, I feel like since my whole life has been. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes it's not pretty. It's not always pretty. But I tell you what, okay, every effort that is put into my relationship ends up being worth it. I already know what the end game is going to be for me, and everybody has deal breakers. I got mine, you got yours. But every single thing in your relationship should be a deal breaker. Every time you get mad with your mate should not be a dynamic for going to divorce court or breaking up. Because then you don't have a real relationship. Which brings me to trust. Now, you're not going to have any real dynamics unless you have trust between partners. Okay? That simply means, okay, I'm going to give you a perfect example. You know, I am not that type. A lot of people will feel the need, you know, we got all this technology, and to go through their mates' phones and things like that, they need to have the password. Okay, first of all, I don't even have a password, so I'm an open book. Second of all, every password my husband ever had is it's so much the same until I know it, you know, but it has never dawned on me to go into his phone. Why? Because that level of trust and confidence is there. Hey, I'm not saying he's a perfect specimen, neither am I. Okay. However, I can say this. I can proof positively say that I can trust the fact that he's not doing something that he's not supposed to do. And he's being honorable. Because that much I do know. Okay. I don't have to look at phones. I don't have to know who he's talking to. I don't have to have that dynamic. So I'm going to shake this up, y'all. And I'm going to coat it just like that. Okay. And so it's all coated. So I'm going to come over here and let me turn it around for you. You know, so for me, it's counterproductive for me to play the jealousy game. I don't have the dynamic. I feel like this. The door goes both ways. And if you want to go out of it, you can do that. Will I be destroyed? Will I be sad? Will I be all those things? Yes, I will. But I'm not in the business of keeping somebody that don't want to be kept. You know, and it has to be something that has to be, you know, a mutual thing. So that much I can say. We do have a trust factor where, you know, that is concerned. I'm pretty much a homebody. My husband is much more social than me. I would spend my entire existence looking over my shoulder if I had those dynamics. And you need not to have those dynamics if you want to have, like I said, longevity. So let me get my trusty cooking spray. I'm going to spray this pan. And then I'm going to put a little bit of oil in it so I can fry it up. Okay, so let me spray this pan. And I'm just going to brown it. And my other pot is doing really good. I got a big old pot of stew over here. Let me put that over there. And of course, if anyone knows me, and if you don't, I'm all about the pork fat. I'm sorry. So I got to put some bacon grease in there. Where did I put it? Okay, give me one moment. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, so I'm back in the saddle again with this, and I'm just going to put a teeny tiny bit. You don't have to do that, but it gives a good flavor. You can just use whatever oil you have. I am going to, let me go over here. Get one of the spoons out of here that I can throw away. And I'm going to get just a teeny tiny bit of this bacon fat. About a teaspoonful right there. Okay? I'm going to stick that in there. I'm going to turn my cooktop on. I'm going to start at high. I'm going to let it melt, but I'm going to watch it very carefully. You know why? Because it's going to smoke in my kitchen. I'm not trying to do that. And I want to watch this pot, but I'm certainly not going to watch my husband. Okay? Because, hey, he was a we. He was a me before he was a we. So, like I said, love is the first one. Okay? Then, after the love and the trust, what do you think? Now, this slow cooked stew right here, hey, it may take a while, but the end game is worth it, for real, for real. So, and I'm just getting a little paper towel because I have a little oil on my finger. So, just like this stew, 44 years, you know, I have had to have a lot of patience because when you're in a relationship, guess what? It's not just about you. It's about the other person. That does not mean that you're going to agree with everything. You're not twins, okay? You're not clones. People tend to get it all twisted, okay? Because you're in a relationship with somebody doesn't mean they have to be exactly like you. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't want somebody to be exactly like me. I need somebody to fill in the blanks or fill in the holes or fill in the little empty spaces to make us complete. So you want to bring something to that relationship. Yes, you do. Both of you do. A relationship where it's one-sided and no one, or put it this way, only one person brings something to the relationship, it's bound for disaster. Why is it bound for disaster, you say? Because I'm going to tell you, it wears thin after a while. You meet somebody, hey, let's face it, you're just physically attracted to that person. You don't know them from a can of paint. Once you get to start learning this person and that dynamic, then your feelings may change. So if you have somebody, and let me turn this down because it's getting hot, which is supposed to do, but not this hot. So I'm going to turn it down to about a 5. And I'm going to put this stuff in here. And this is going to get messy, y'all, so just bear with me. So when you get past the state of, oh, I'm so smitten, but you're not really smitten. You're not thinking with full faculties because, let's face it, you don't know this person from anything. And people present to you what they want to present to you. I don't care how honest a person is. When they first meet you, everybody wants to give a good impression. That can either last forever or that can last for a fleeting moment for some people. And that's why some people get caught out there. So you have to be logical when you are having these interludes or you're meeting people. Nowadays, it's a lot of meeting on the internet. So when I was coming up, you physically went out and you met someone. Okay, you had a personal interaction with that person. You could see their body language. You can't do that on the internet. Let's be real. I can tell you I'm whoever. So I'm saying this. You have to understand that you have to be cautious. I'm not saying you have to be paranoid, but you have to take it slow, just like this stew. Don't rush into something that may cause you peril in the long run. Let me tell you something. Any man, woman, or whatever you like, if they really are into you and they want to be with you, guess what? They will respect the dynamics that you set forth. Being honest and open in the beginning of a relationship, even if it hurts, is the best way to go. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you wasting mine. So why would I tell you that I am going to do things that I'm really not going to do? We do that all the time. You are not going to change a person. They either are or they aren't. And we need to understand that. That'll save a whole lot of heartache. So if you have somebody in mind and you're looking for a long-term committed relationship and they're looking for a one-nighter, if they tell you that, then you have the option to bow out. But don't think you're going to turn a one-nighter into a lifetime of love, because nine times it's not. If that person's not there yet, you ain't gonna make them get there. Okay, you need to know. So being patient, and not only taking the time to get to know somebody, but being patient in the fact that be as choosy about who you date or who you want to spend time with as you are your shoes, your clothes, that phone that you got, that new one you did the research on. We research everything. Why do we not research the person that we may spend the rest of our life with? Think about it. If we took the time and had the patience and not acted as though tomorrow's not going to ever come and I have to take what I can get instead of getting what I want, guess what? You may just end up with the dynamic that you're looking for. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. It is nothing written that says that everyone has to have a lifelong mate. That is not something that has to be determined. That is a personal choice. And a lot of times, and I know women may, a lot of times feel that dynamic that if I'm not married, I'm not in a committed relationship before I'm a certain age, that, I'm a failure. Well, let me tell you, if you never ever have a relationship with another human being, you need to have a relationship with you. You need to look in that mirror and you just be good enough to be with you. Because if you don't like you, and if you can't stand being with you, what do you got to offer somebody else? If you don't know who you are and you got all this baggage, what are you going to offer the dynamic of a relationship that's give and take? So all these things need to come into play. People don't think about that. I've so often talked to people and I ask questions. It's like, okay, so, hey, what religion is he if he's into a religion? You know what I'm saying? What's his favorite color? Do you know where he lives? I mean, I have asked people, do you know where he lives? And they don't know. These are important questions. These are not questions that are prying. These are questions because this man may be the man that you're going to go off and marry. And you find out this guy's living underneath a rock and he could be some deviant. We see it all the time. I think that I wanted to do this show like this, even though, like I said, I like cooking. I've been around for a while. I've been very blessed to not to have a million partners or whatever. I've just had this one. I was lucky. But not only luck was applied, okay, this was sheer determination. Because like I said, we were very young when we got together. So I'm going to say this. You got to understand the dynamics in which you put yourself in. I have people all over YouTube, everywhere I look. The narcissistic man, the man that cheats, the woman that this, everything is negative. I do not subscribe to the dynamic that every mate is going to be bad. If you keep attracting bad people to your life, now it's time for you to pivot. You need to look in that mirror and say, what is it about me that's attracting these people? Okay, because you're doing just like I always say, come into my life, you're inviting them in. So now it's time for you to stop trying to get a man or a woman or whatever you prefer, and it's time for you to fix what's wrong with you. And when you fix what's wrong with you, then you will find that you're going to attract something different. Let me tell you something. When you're confident, when you know who you are, and you have your integrity and you are not going to bend, you will attract a better qualified or better caliber of person in your life. People can pick up on insecurities all day long. It's not that every man is a narcissist. You put yourself in a position of attracting them by the way you carry yourself. So, you can't keep saying, hey, all men are bad, because I don't believe that. I have all boys and my boys are lovely. My husband is not a perfect specimen for everybody, but he's perfect for me. Okay. And as long as he's perfect for me and I'm perfect for him, pish posh what anybody else thinks. That is a perfect relationship. Trust me. It ain't what you read in the books. It's not what they tell you in the counseling sessions. It is what works for the two of you. Period. End of story. Okay. Because like I said, we've been together. I was 17. He was 18 and a half, 19. We are much seasoned now. Okay, and we've seen our times, and we will continue to see them to the end of time, and when we're both eggs again. Okay, but I will tell you this much: the one thing that stands strong out of everybody that we knew when we were in college and all those people, okay, when it's all said and done, and it gets down to the core of the dynamic, ride or die, baby, ride or die. So those are the things that you need to put in your mind. Stop rushing around and take your time. It's, hey, there are people that are my age that are just finding that person for them. You know what I'm saying? And I do see that. What I tend to see is when you are on the hunt, that's when you're less likely to have that person in your life. When you let it happen organically, when you fix who you are, when you become that person inside that you like to see, hey, everybody wants you. I will give you a perfect example, and this is for the ladies. Have you ever gone outside like you feel like you're looking really toe up, right? You, it's like you want to hide in the corner, but you just had to go. Normally, you're all fixed up, you have your best dress on or whatever. But this particular day, you toe up and you feel it. And everybody is trying to talk to you. And you're like, why are they trying to talk to me? I don't look good or whatever. However, you are a person of stature. You're a person who knows, you know who you are. You know, hey, this is one of them days. People can sense these things. I'm telling you, they can. Believe you me. Now, you're going to have those ones that's going to try you. And they can try, but that doesn't mean they got to succeed. We don't have to be so quick to let somebody into what we are. Okay? And we are important, each and every one of us. You got to see yourself that way. When you see yourself that way, other people are going to see that. Anybody going to go no further than you let them go. And that's the bottom line. No one's going to go any further than you allow them to go. They try little increments. They inch up on you, and they inch up on you, and they see just how much they can get away with. And so when they start getting away with it, hey, you just simply have put them in that position of power. Take your power back and do what you know is best for you. It is not any magic to having a long-term relationship. What it is you got to constantly tweak it. It's going to change. You're going to go from there. Oh, my goodness. Don't hang up yet. You don't hang up first. I'll hang up first. So, child, I can't talk to you now. I'm busy. I'll see you at home type thing. So, yeah, we just sit there and we both look at the television set and nod. But it's our own special nod. Don't think that it's over, okay? It's just different dynamics, and you got to be able to roll with it. So, I'm going to check my students almost done. But what you want to do is you want to brown, and I am browning this, and it's brown a little slow because I didn't want too much smoke. So, I'm going to take it up to 7, just like that. And the dynamic is to brown your beef. And I will tell you guys, I did put some ADOS meat tenderizer on it. I let it sit in the refrigerator for a little bit. So while we're doing it, I'm just going to show you some of the ingredients. I have a little beef broth here. I got the vegetable oil or whatever oil you want. I got this by accident. I didn't even know I had this. I looked at it, was vegetable. I don't usually get vegetable, but it's cool because I only use a little bit just to brown this. I have some parsley, for color. I have pepper. I got some salt, but I don't think I'm going to need it. I got my little Splenda Zero to give that little dynamic towards the end. A little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to tell you why. I have some gravy master, but my sauce is so thick, I'm not going to be able to use it. Okay? I have, of course, my Casey's blessing, y'all. That's how it goes. I have my sazon and an onion bottle because I need to sprinkle it for those of you that don't know. And my celery flakes, the paprika, I have my low sodium Lowry's, and then I have my veggies. I have red pepper, red onion, portobello mushrooms. I have some wonderful baby carrots that I have chopped finely, and of course, some small red potatoes that I've cut evenly. And I have my fresh herbs, my thyme, my rosemary, my basil. So those are mainstays for me. And of course, butter. Butter makes it all better. Everybody likes the butter. I have a package of Lipton onion soup mix because it just makes beef taste delicious. I mean, you can leave it out if you like. However, that's what I like to do, and that's the dynamics of it. So let me flip this again because now it is rapidly cooking, and it's getting brown, y'all. It's getting brown. So yeah, that's pretty much, the dynamic. So now that you have a foundation and you understand, okay, I'm telling you like this, get a notebook, take notes. Once the foundation is laid, just like any building, okay, you have a firm stability. A building cannot stand without a foundation. The foundation may have a few chinks in here and there. You own a house, sometimes you got to get the foundation patched up. That's the way it goes. Do you sell your house because your foundation has a couple of chinks? No. Now, I'm going to tell you, don't get it twisted. Sometimes you need to sell that house. But see, that all goes back to the very origin of your relationship. Okay? Had you taken these steps and really asked the important questions and not acted as though you were offending somebody by finding out things that you know that are important to you and that are not going to change just because they're important to you, then you wouldn't be in the dynamic that you need to leave the relationship. Okay? So, I will tell you this. You do have people that are more pliable than others. You have men, women, or whoever that are willing to grow alongside you, or one person may be stronger in something than the other, and they're just trying to become that unit. So that's an easier dynamic. But when you're going opposite directions all the time, you really got to have a level of communication. And I know it's hard for a lot of people. Hey, it's been hard for my relationship, having that level, but like I said, I'm one of those, I don't give up easy. It'll take a whole lot for me to do something like that, and like I said, life ain't always been a crystal stair. But as if I weigh the pros and the cons or whatever, and because I know my husband really, really well, sometimes I think more than he knows himself, it's just like that. For me, he's not just my husband, he's my family. So it's a whole lot because we grew up together. So there are a lot. Like I said, I think that even if we were no longer together in a romantic way, that I would still ride for him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my family. Okay. But that's just me. All I'm saying to you guys, from what I've learned throughout 44 years of a relationship, the bottom line is this: get to know that person. Stop rushing into stuff. Do this slow cook stew. It's important. It's not going to go away. If you don't rush into something, somebody pushing you to rush into something, be suspect. What's the rush? Take your time. Get to know that person. Ask all the questions you want. If I'm really interested in you, I'm going to answer you truthfully. Now, the fear is that, hey, you may not get what you want. But let me tell you something. If the person is not on the same page with you, you're not going to get what you want anyway. So think about it like that. You can't turn a pig's ear into a purse. It's impossible. It's still going to be a pig's ear. You can put some hot sauce on that sucker and probably eat it, but you can't turn it into a purse. So be very, very mindful of the choices that you make. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to switch this pot over to this eye because, as I said, I got my other stew going on. And I'm going to put this browned meat in here. Okay, let me get this over here. And the next step that I'm going to do, now you all guys, everybody who watches my other show knows about my NutriBullet. So what I did, all of those spices and herbs that I showed you, all of the vegetables and things like that, I put it in here with a little bit of the olive oil, 2 tablespoons, and about a tablespoonful of water. I put it all together. I have a nice little sauce here, and this is going to go into my stew along with, I use 1 carton for about 2.5 pounds that I have in the big one. It's only 1 pound, so I may not use a full carton of the beef broth. Okay, but I'm going to use that as my base. Some people use water, and you can do that if that's what you have. You just have to flavor it up a little bit more. This is low sodium. Let me get this in here. I'm not quite using the whole thing. I don't want to submerge it. I just want it to come up to the top, but there's not a lot of meat in here. But I know I'm going to be cooking it for a while, so maybe I am going to use the whole thing. I told you a fit. I used the whole thing, and yeah, because I know I got to cook this meat, because these are one of the types of meat that the longer you cook it, the more tender it is. So this is 32 ounces right here. So now I'm going to turn my heat up so it can start like a little boiling. I'm turning it up to a high level, not all the way high, so medium high, stirring that into there. So next what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this concoction here, if I can get it open. Yes, I am. And I'm going to pour that in. And this is going to be the vast majority of the flavor. And like I said, you don't have to pulverize your stuff like that. I do recommend doing it. And you know why? Because it gets down to the core of all of these flavors. And it really explodes. Just like you need to get to the core of the person that you want to spend your time with. Hey, you don't want surface level. Surface level doesn't taste good. It tastes just like that, surface level. Get to the core. Bring out the flavor. Life is nothing. Relationships is nothing. Food is nothing without flavor. So, I'm going to stir this in, just like that. And then I'm going to hit it up with what? Some Casey's blessing. Like I said, everybody, it'll be here one day, but until then, you get yourself whatever all-purpose seasoning that you enjoy. Okay, I'm going to get this in here. I'm going to put maybe a teaspoonful in here. Okay, and I can do that because why? This has no sodium. So I'm going to let this come to a boil. And once you do that, this will cook maybe about 40 minutes. When it gets to 40 minutes, and this may cook faster because I only have a pound of meat. So I'm going to say 40 minutes. But 40 minutes may get you to the point of the meat being tender, but not to worry. When the meat starts to get tender, then you want to take your carrots. That's going to be the first vegetable. You're going to take your carrots, and you're going to put your carrots in and let it finish cooking while the meat continues to cook and gets tender. Let your carrots cook. You want to turn it down some. You don't want it to be a rapid boil, okay? At that point, you're then going to take your butter. You're going to take that stick of butter, and you're going to put it in there while the carrots cook, okay? And the butter will melt, and the carrots will cook, and the meat will continue to get soft. And let me check this one, okay? Because at this point, yeah, this is doing its little thing, and you have to really watch it because it'll get stuck to the bottom. Let me see if I got it stuck, because you know they're going to tell you if I got it stuck, right? Okay, it didn't stick, so that's a good thing. Okay, so I'm constantly stirring this. And that's because I put the last vegetables in. I put my mushrooms, and I put my potatoes in. I wait to the very last minute to do these because mushrooms don't take that long to cook, and neither do potatoes. And as I said prior to this, I do not like to have the potato starch incorporate into the rest of the stew. I need for everybody and everything in that pot to have its individuality. Just like I was a me. before I was a we. So I always am going to be a me. You need to understand that. And that's another thing. My husband has no problem with me being me in all my glory. Yes. He's never had that issue. So if you can have that dynamic, better keep it there for a while too. Because you're going to do you. You can do we, but you need to do you. Very important. So let me get over here and stir this one. And when it comes to a boil, matter of fact, I'm going to put the top on it. So that's pretty much what you're going to do. And like I said, about 40 minutes, you're going to test your meat. When you put the fork in that meat should be so tender until you could just eat it and have no teeth, really. And the longer you cook it, the better it's going to be. So while this comes up to a boil, I'm going to turn my other one down because I didn't even check this. Let me check the potatoes on the one over here. So let me just get a fork and try it and see where we're at. Okay, so see, there it is. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Perfect where I need it to be. Okay, so I'm gonna put that top on there and I'm gonna let this just kind of steep for a couple of minutes. I'm gonna take it down to maybe a 2, so that's like barely doing anything. And then we're ready to plate up. But before we do that, I'd like to ask you guys a few questions. Do you have any questions for me? You can ask me anything that you can think of, regarding relationships, the dynamics, what I've experienced, what I've observed, what I've seen, okay, and what I think I know, okay? Because if I can navigate some of these people's situation, will we be totally different? If I knew a lot of the stuff that I know now, hey, who knows? But you know what? I ain't griping about it. So does anybody have any questions? Any concerns, any emotional outburst while I wait for this stuff to bubble, because we are going to plate this puppy up real soon. And we're also going to meet my mixologist, who has the most wonderful drink to go along with a wonderfully warm, cozy, hearty meal like this that you want to share with the person that you care about on a cold day like this. You want to sit and you want to reminisce. You want to be able to talk about, hey, we got through this and we're still standing. That's what you want to do. And comfort food like this gives you that ability. So, anybody, everybody, some questions? So, you say what, Cosmic King? I didn't hear you. Yeah, you do. So, yeah, you said you did. Do you have a question? See, now everybody's flaking out on me. Anyway, what did you say? Yeah, definitely. I'm reading here, and yeah, it may definitely save people a lot of heartache. I'm going to tell you, honesty is difficult for people, okay, but it is the best policy because I'm going to tell you, everything that you hide eventually comes to light. And that is so definitely true. It takes a lot to keep, a dynamic going that really isn't where it needs to be. So I'm like this, okay? I tell my daughters, hey, get the credit check, background check, pay, get all of that, okay? Especially if you know who you are. If you know you the type of person that needs to have stability, then I don't see anything wrong with finding out if that person has the same dynamic or the same like-mindedness, especially if you're looking for a committed relationship. If you're not, then no, you don't have to go through all of that, but if you are, then hey, you need to get those credentials. That's how I feel. So Cosmic King, you say, what is the best approach to let your partner know that they are just, what do you say, that they are just a big prankster and can't help it? What's the best approach? Oh, you asking me what the best approach is. The best approach is tell us like it is. Tell her like it is. Tell them the truth. Tell them how it makes you feel. If it doesn't bother you that much sometimes, be honest. Okay? Be nice, but be honest. Because if you're not, you're going to pack all of that down. Eventually, it's going to come out in a way that's not appropriate. And that's going to be even worse than not telling that person. Because they may not know that that's going to be something that's going to be a contention between you. So just tell them like it is. Okay, boyfriend, girlfriend gaming returns. Okay, what are your thoughts about getting to know someone in depth when you date long? Again, credit checks, background checks, FBI, all of the above. I am saying these things and I'm laughing, but like I said, when you are dating someone long distance, when you are dating this person online, they are showing you who they want to show you. You can't see everything that's going on. You can't really see the body language. You need to be careful. I often look at these 90-day fiance shows and I have to chuckle. Okay, you talking to this person for 2 whole years, then all of a sudden you get to meet them and then you don't know that they don't want a kid, that they don't want to come to America, that maybe they don't want to work, maybe that they think that you're a sugar daddy or a mama or whatever, but you've been talking to them for 2 whole years and you're so in love with them, you're going to leave everything behind and then go over there to them. Doesn't sound like a whole lot of critical thinking is involved in that. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, okay? You are leery when you walk the street. Why are you not leery about somebody that's a million miles away on the other end of a phone or a chat? I'm sitting in this kitchen. You know, I could have a dead body around me. I don't, but I'm just saying, you don't know. You're talking to me. I'm very charismatic, okay? Doesn't mean that I'm a good person. Take it slow. Do not rush into things. Don't give your life away so easily. That's what I say. Let me stir. Okay. All right. Yep, that's coming just where that. I ain't gonna even lie. This stew is good to go. It really is. Anybody else got any questions? Because I'm going to let you meet up with my mixologist. Because I'm anxious to taste this drink. It's non-alcoholic, y'all. But for those of you who want alcohol, I'm sure that it can be adapted. Let me see. This is going rapid boil right here. So basically, at this point, your stew has the foundational pieces that it needs in order to be a delicious meal for, hey, a date night, a night with your loved one, even for the family. You know what I'm saying? It's just comfort food is all that, you know, and I'm into that, you know, and that's what I have to say about it. As far as relationships are concerned, hey, they're all different kinds. And some people stay in them, and some people leave them rapidly. Some people get all of the information and keep receipts. Some people don't. It's all up to you. You're driving the train. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Anybody that wants to rush you through a situation, beware. What's the rush? You should be able to wait for me until whenever I'm ready and feeling able to cope with whatever the dynamics are. And if you can't, then I'm sure somebody else will. Next week, guess what? I am going to take you to a place of deliciousness. This is the place that, hey, when you come into your house or you're with that person that you care about and you have taken them to the level of, I'm making some spaghetti and meat sauce, but I'm taking it to another level. That's going to be romance in a freaking pot. Trust me. And we're going to get a little spicy next week. We sure are. And I'll be sending out a nice short so you can get a preview. I hope to see you. I really do. So now, without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to my mixologist, Mr. Corey. He's been feverishly working at this, and I can't wait to taste it. While he does that, I'm going to start scooping up some of this stew. How about that? Okay, Mr. Corey.
To be honest, there's not much to really say. It's a non-alcoholic take and gray.
Okay. So I guess he's pouring it up, y'all. I'm gonna get a few bowls here. Okay.
For you.
Oh, let me try this, guys. Look at this. Oh, he got the Hey, he got the fancy glasses, y'all. Look at this. Hey, look at that. That is real. That looks real good. Let me try it. It's good. It really is good. This is good. Okay, usually people will say if you want to drink wine or whatever, you use a nice red wine with beef. This is even better. It's beautiful. It's non-alcoholic. It's very tasty. It's delicious. I like it. It has fruit in there. Yes, it does. Oh, that's good. I like that. Okay, tell them about it, Corey. What's the ingredients?
Simply, we just have pomegranate juice, orange juice, and ginger kombucha.
And what's ginger kombucha?
It's a kind of like I guess it's in a sense like a health drink. They use it for digestion help and stuff like that, for gut health.
Okay.
So it's something that's that will also be good for your digestion, after eating and everything. So that's also a plus.
Okay, so it helps with your gut health, and that's always a good thing.
Also, as far as the fruits, we have the Granny Smith apples, we have oranges, lemons, and.
I'm not a big juice drinker or anything like that. I primarily just drink. I'll drink coffee and I'll drink water. Get my master down here so he can enjoy some of this. Okay, and I'm gonna plate this puppy up, and y'all gonna see what we're working with. Okay, this is really good. I'm telling you. Okay, let me get that top off of there. And I'm going to scoop a little. Oh, this is when I tell you the chunks of meat, the savory. This is hitting on something for real. Okay, so get that in there. And the mushrooms, it's just it's all that. This gravy on this is really nice. It's really nice. I wish I had put some more carrots in here. But you can put anything you want in your beef stew. For real, for real. Okay? Who's gonna be the first person? How about that? We're gonna get us. I want to let you guys see this. Okay, can you see this? What do you think? What do y'all think? You think it's date worthy? You think I'm gonna get a hit? You think this is gonna keep him? Huh? What do you think? Let me know. Send me some hearts. Tell me something good. I need to know. For real. Okay. So I'm gonna stick a spoon in that. I'm gonna spoon up the rest of it. Oh yeah. And then they're gonna tell me what they think. All right. Okay. Is he on his way?
Yes, he is.
Okay. I think I hear him coming.
Hello.
There he is. Yes, hello. There he is. Here, there you go.
Whoa, what's that?
A nice bowl of beef stew.
Oh man, that's just the way I like it.
Yeah.
Potatoes and carrots.
Oh my.
Oh my. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this can go with some mashed potatoes, rice.
It doesn't have to go. This man wants to put stuff over everything. How about just eat it the way it is?
Mmm.
Here you go, Corey.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
There you go. That smells good.
It's hot, y'all.
Yeah, it's hot.
Ooh, let me not burn myself.
Okay, yes, we don't want to have a repeat performance. We don't want to do Corey. Come on over here, beautiful assistant. Beautiful assistant is over there enjoying that drink that Corey made. That's what she doing. Indeed.
Man, that beef is just falling apart in your mouth.
Yes, I told you guys.
Sauce is savory. Oh my God.
Just like you like it.
Just
I was
like
telling them, man, please. This is why he been here 44 years, okay? Because he can't get no cooking like this nowhere else.
Nowhere.
Okay. Bottom line. All day, every day. I was here earlier. What did I cook? Turkey wings, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Everything is cooked and kissed with love. When I do this because of how I feel, okay? In the famous words of Jill Scott, is it the way you love me, baby? Oh, yeah. And that's what this show is about. Food, companionship, love. This is the Love Rhythm Recipe each and every day. I hope you enjoyed this show. I really do. And I hope you come back next week. Same time, same station. 6 o'clock on a Saturday. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be here and we're going to keep on talking. And maybe you have some suggestions about what you want to hear. Hit me up. I know a lot of stuff. Trust me. In any case, you know what I wish you? I wish all you people out there that wants these relationships a little love, peace, and eternal happiness. I want you to get that rhythm, and I want you to dance. Bye-bye.